So hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Hope you're all good. Really excited for tonight's call. We've got Tournay on with us tonight, and I've been watching Tournay's videos on Instagram for the past few months, and I have learned so much just through like watching her live videos. And I know she does some amazing one-to-one coaching as well, which I'm sure she's going to talk to you about. But I'm just really, really grateful for her coming on tonight. She talks a lot about, selling from this place of power and being really confident in the way that you come across and the way that you share your products or your services. And just really grateful for you giving us your time tonight, Tournay. So if you could just take it away, speak about whatever you want, anything, that speaks to you or you feel inspired to say. We would just really appreciate, any tips that you've got. And yeah, welcome.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So I've got like my notes and stuff. I will first say that I'm really ADHD, so I have to have my notes, otherwise my brain will just go off into something. I'll be like, I cannot remember what I was talking about. So yeah, it was super spontaneous, almost what came to my mind about what I wanted to talk about, because obviously there's so many aspects to marketing and selling and all these things, and there's so many different avenues you can dive into. But what I wanted to share with all of you that I felt really excited to share and really hyped up about is 5 different types of content. So different types of content that will stop the scroll. They will get you noticed. And, I'm sure all of you watching, you want to be that alpha authority online. And this is not like, a lot of people think it's like a masculine thing. It's not. Even if you deep in your feminine, alpha authority positioning just means you are showing your audience, I know my shit. Like, I'm going to get you results. That really puts people in this like state of like, just knowing that you have the answers. And that's when someone's just like, how can I pay? Because it's a very, very powerful thing. When you are showing up with certainty, confidence, and activated power, you are actually embodying what your ideal client wants. Doesn't matter what type of coach you are, business, marketing, life, mindset, a relationship, whatever it is, that person's looking for confidence, power, and certainty with something. So if you're showing up, embodying those 3 things, you're embodying what they want. So they're looking at you as this coach who's going to give them the secret weapon to getting them the same results, and that is through your program or container or whatever it is. And that is part of the alpha authority positioning. So the reason I'm talking about content when it comes to sales is content is like 80% of the selling. Content ends up doing like the heavy lifting for you, and it really does most of the sale. And this is where your sales process gets to be really empowering, because your content has already told your audience who you are, who you work with, who you don't work with, your pricing, all that stuff, like being super transparent. So you can be the best coach online and you like, I know I'm really good at what I do. You can have the best offer, but if you don't know how to market that, if you don't know how to market yourself online, you're not going to make sales. So the marketing aspect is so, so, so important. And it's so easy to blend in. I've heard that you've got like 3 seconds to grab someone's attention. So you really want to ensure that your content is so clear and it's really, really captivating. So with your content, if it's mediocre, it's not going to cut it. So the space continues to grow. And if you think about everything in life evolves, if you think about in the primitive years, we just had a fire and that's all we had. If you look at our lives now with phones that, open up when you look at them, everything is always evolving, and you're either staying behind or you are staying with what's evolving. Just like marketing. The marketing 2 years ago hit on pain points and, standard call to actions. Everything is always evolving, and you want to stay up with what's evolving. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind. So what I'm teaching is, the redefining marketing so you are not falling behind. When I create courses and programs on marketing, I redo them all the time because everything is always like up leveling and upgrading. Okay. So first things first, before you've got like, the external, which is creating the content, like typing on your phone or typing on your laptop, you've got to ensure your mindset's on board. And I'm sure all of you are like, okay, what is this? Like, what's the mindset thing that we all hear of? Is it like a fucking bubble bath? Is it like, meditation? All that stuff's good. But when I speak about mindset for my clients, that is how you are showing up. who you are showing up as and how much certainty, confidence, and power you are embodying. And that really, really, really impacts and affects how you are marketing your offer and also how you are selling as well. So if your mindset's not on board with that, you can actually make selling like harder than it needs to be. Like, honestly, selling gets to be the easiest thing you do. When it starts to become easy, you're like, is it really this easy? And it can be that easy. So with the mindset aspect, you have to show up with that energy and knowing that you are the best at what you do. Now, I know for so many people that's difficult. It's like, how do I know I can get people results? I can't, I can't own that. And I always give the example. Think about when you were younger. For your mom, your dad, your sister, you'd be like, you're the best sister in the whole wide world. You're the best dad in the whole wide world. That was your truth. You believed that your sister, your mom, your dad was the best human being on the planet. Doesn't matter what anyone else said about their family, your family, the best. So you want to have that same certainty that you are the best coach online. And I call it humble confidence. And this really, really captivates people. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the 5 categories of amplified content. So what content's going to do is you want it to move people. You want it to be that, women start to feel things. I don't know if anyone here is for men. Men buy mainly off logic. They want statistics, facts, all that stuff. But women buy mainly off emotion and a little bit of logic. So your content, you always want to be ensuring that it's making someone move. Okay. So this is going to be like a big ass game changer. So what I do want to mention is you do not need a big audience. When I signed up 17 high ticket clients in 3 weeks, I had 800 followers on Instagram. My posts, most of them on Facebook, got 2-3 likes. It doesn't matter about how many, it's not about the vanity metrics. You don't want to worry about that stuff. When you're showing up with everything I've mentioned so far, the power, the certainty, the clarity, and all the stuff I'm going to dive into now, that is when you're going to grab people's attention and really, really captivate people and stop the scroll. Okay. So before I get into authority disruptive positioning content, I want to mention that your content sets a standard of who you are going to attract. So you really want to ensure with all your content, you are actually repelling misaligned people away. I've got so many posts where I'm like, I'm not going to be your ideal client if you don't take action. I'm not going to be your ideal client if you can't handle, tough love. And for me to care about your business so much, I'm going to give you the feedback that you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So I let people know that I am a coach. So that's why my selling becomes easier. Okay. So the first one is the authority disruption. Set yourself apart from other coaches online. Now, I have people that start to work with me. They're like, Tone, tell me this alpha authority positioning. I want to get it down today. And I'm like, there's so many pieces of this authority positioning puzzle, but there's things that we can start working on. But what's really great is for you guys to, write down these questions and then, do the answers for them after. With alpha authority positioning, it's showing what right now is not working for your ideal client or what's not working in the industry. That's like very, very important. What is not working? And you already then start to set yourself apart. And I will give an example. I had a point where I wasn't signing up clients. I was creating content like a blogger. I was like, didn't sign up for this. I didn't want to be a blogger. And I was posting, and my content was just making me blend in. This was still when I was a mindset coach after studying NLP. And it'd be like, here are 4 tips to X, Y, and Z. And I had a feeling my content just wasn't making me stand out, but I didn't know any better. Then when I became a business coach, I was doing the standard things here, 4 ways to launch and all this stuff. And I really had this catalytic moment when I was in a group program where there was a course attached to it, and it was Know, Like, and Trust Factor, launching, building a profitable Facebook group, all this stuff where I was like, I don't like any of this shit. And like, none of it's worked for me. Let me try do something opposite. So that was the first pivotal point where everything started to change in my business, when I was like, you know what, you don't need to launch to get clients. You don't need to run 6-day masterclasses all the time. And that's what started to separate me from other business coaches. So very important to know the answer to that. What right now do you feel is not working in the industry, and how can you show what you stand for? Okay. And another thing with Alpha Authority is your deal breakers, your non-negotiables, what you do, how you do it, and why you do it in the first place. So if I say I don't launch, I don't work on the know, like, and trust factor, and the reason I don't is because X, Y, and Z. It didn't work for me, doesn't work for my clients. So it's really, really helps build up your authority. So it's also, in which ways are you going against the norm in your industry? And I always give the example of, you got a vegan, a pescatarian, lacto-ovarian. You just get so many things now. You get people that eat meat. These people, they never, like, they've all got different views on health, right? And then you think of someone like, I can't remember his name, the guy who wrote Liver Rescue. He had a different approach to how you eat as well, and the celery juice. With the health industry, there's things popping up that are fascinating people because it's something new. So with your coaching, you also want to talk about what's new, what you know works, and what your powerful approach is, and what you go against in your industry. So this is making you polarizing, and when you know this, you're going to stand out. Okay. So with all of this, it means you have an offer. You've created a program based off what you know does work, and it's like, it's not doing what you know doesn't work. So you letting your audience know that they are trying things that doesn't work, and you know what does work. That immediately makes someone want to know more about your program. I've said so many times in lives and trainings, all that stuff, saying, I know what works and I know what doesn't work, and I'm going to get you to only focus on what does work. And that's why I've gotten results and why my clients get results. Just that statement spikes curiosity, and it fascinates someone to want to know more. It's like, what is it that this coach knows? It's very mysterious. What does this coach know that I don't know? And she says she knows what doesn't work. Like, I feel like I need to find out. And this is what gets someone to move. Okay. So Alpha Authority positioning is showing your audience that you are standing in your power, and you've also embodied the certainty of, I'm the best coach online, fused with knowing what doesn't work and what does work as well. So that's not super strict. You get in your content to play around with fusing in certain aspects of the Alpha Authority positioning. Okay, so you want to be the expert on your people. You want to know exactly where they're at and where they want to be. Very important to know where they want to go. I would even say that's more important than knowing where they're at right now. You want to know what they're struggling with, and you know what it is as a whole that they are wanting, whether that's like a specific solution to something, or like a specific, like very micro transformation, or something really big. For example, if you help clients with acne, I would say it's like a micro. If you help someone with their business, that would be like macro aspects. You've got like micro and macro aspects. So taking a stand, this is leadership, this is authority, and standing your ground and remaining unshakable as you speak your truth, not really worrying what people say, not worrying what people think. There's like this fear of what people think on, what can they say, like it's going to affect me, and like the fear of showing up. You are standing in your power behind your laptop on your phone, and these other people are like pieces of data on your laptop, on your screen, if that makes sense. That can really help you feel less nervous about showing up as well. And no one can really make you feel fucking low without your permission. So if you are like in this place of someone's making you feel low online, or you're worried about this, worried about that, it's going to affect your business, and you don't need that. Like, I had a client who had a very narcissistic ex-boyfriend who was actually sending her threats. And I only said this because it was actually safe for her. If it was a really dangerous situation, I wouldn't say it, but it was just, he was kind of saying nasty things. And I was like, this guy is holding your entire business and future back. And she was like, yo, I've just been so scared about what he can say online. I'm like, what can he do? I was like, why don't you actually call out the elephant in the room and actually speak about it publicly? And then you've taken his power away. And she was like, oh my God. And now her entire business has just exploded, and her power and her confidence and her certainty, because she realized that no one can fuck with her. Like, she gets to stand in that truth and that power. Okay. The second thing is emotional grabbing and activating content. And I really love this one because, as I mentioned, the main reason why women buy is based off emotion. So if you just always like sales, this is the price of my offer, get in or you're lost, like more masculine, you're not going to connect to women. So women are buying based off emotion. So you want to ensure that you are evoking emotions, and what that's going to do is spark a fire within the people in your audience to want to move. So there's a few different things you can do to evoke emotion and activate. What I love to do is share a story or a situation with a client. Now, this is very powerful because I'm showing my audience I am working with clients and they are getting results. But the subconscious mind takes everything personally. Think about when you watch a sad movie or you hear a sad song and you're going through something difficult, you think like, oh, this book or this movie or this song was made for me. So when people read a story of your client's success or their wins or what's changed for them, people immediately take it personally and link it to what they're going through. So that's something you can do, sharing a conversation with you or your client about where they're at right now, or like even a current conversation. Like my client came to me today and said this, and what I suggested to her was X, Y, and Z. And because I suggested that, now she has achieved X, Y, and Z. So many fun things you can do here. You can also share your own story. You can share what empowers you recently, what has shifted in the last month, last 6 months, how you are up leveling, and boom, at the end of this, you talk about your offer in a very, very gentle way. So when you talk about that offer at the end, you talk about this being the best offer online. Okay. Now with activating and emotional grabbing content, this is where you bring your intuition in. I'm not into fucking batching content. In 5 years, I've never, ever batched content or done a pre-scheduling thing. If that's what you want to do and it lights you up, go for it. For me, I'm not creating content in a place of activation and my own power. So with this type of content, you get to bring your intuition in, where you start typing and you start creating from a place of personal power, love, and passion, and connected to your truth. I promise you, people can feel it. So what's really important is when you create like a piece of post, however you say it, or an idea of something to post, read it out to yourself. And I promise you, if it is really activating, you'll be able to feel it yourself. And if you can feel it, people in your audience can feel it, and that's going to evoke emotion. So you want your audience to feel a strong feeling, which is going to make them feel connected to you. And this is so much deeper than here are 3 affirmations to say to yourself in the morning, or here are 4 ways to launch. People aren't really able to connect that, and you're just almost becoming a mini convenient Google, and we don't want that. So people love a story. Think about why movies are made and books. We love a story. We connect to a story. And what happens is with a story, there's a visual attachment to it. And then with a visual attachment, we get an emotion attached to it as well. And that's when a woman is just like, I'm feeling all the things. I want to invest. I want to go. So people love a story, your own story, your own journey, a client's story, a client's journey. So this inspires people to take action. Okay. So I might show a conversation between me and my clients. Like the other day, I made a post saying my one client, Shamin, recently said this to me, and my other client, Shafali, said this to me. And they're both like, this was Shamin's wins and this was Shafali's wins, and their results fire me up. I celebrate their wins like my own, and I'm so obsessed and deeply in love with what I do. So I'm sharing and I'm creating from a place of really feeling that love, and sharing a conversation between me and my clients, and also showing a little bit of what I've taken my clients through. Okay, so things you felt, what have you had to change to get to where you are now. And you want your content to show people in an empowering way where you are going, what has shifted for you and your clients. You want to be talking about you 50% of the time and your clients 50% of the time. Okay. So, one example is I just had this conversation with my client, the person's name, and you share some advice you gave her, or, you helped to have a realization, and something has shifted for her now. And that's very, very, very important. So you get to show how you get your clients results. And this allows your audience to start to picture what's possible for them too. Okay. The third one, influential result-driven content. So this is kind of a little bit similar to the last one I mentioned, sharing your results, but this is deeper into sharing results, where that's your main objective. Sharing your results. Now, if you don't know your hero story yet, you can go Google it, like the process of, if you watch like Batman or Spider-Man, there's like a hero story. You want to know your own hero story, and there can be different avenues of your hero story. It can be where you were a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, and where you are now. Sharing your progression, your transformation, and then also all of that with your clients. Okay. And you get your clients' results, sharing their transformation as well. This is very, very powerful. Celebrations. We love to celebrate. These evoke emotions too. It's super, super exciting. So when you share where you're at and where you used to be, this is very powerful. It will evoke emotions. And then you also letting your reader know where you're at right now. So you had it before and you've made a progression to where you are now. And that also almost shows your audience that you have like the secret key, because what you are offering in your program has gotten you to your desired point. So you will know how to get them to that desired point as well. So you're sharing that journey, listing your accomplishments, your clients' accomplishments. I talk about my clients' wins all the time, and I share my wins all the time. So it's really, really high vibe. So you've got your ABC and your client's ABC. So that's A, where they were, B, the progression to where you or your clients are now, and C is what's still coming. What's the next up level? What's the next progression? The next, desired state, so that people see this is not just the end. There's more success coming. There's more evolution that's going to happen. Okay. So very, very powerful as well. And obviously you can share this with the previous one, which is the emotional grabbing aspect. And you can share a story like, I was told, I've always been too loud. I've been told by so many people in my life to not play big, but now I am. And what's happened now is I built a 6-figure business. I was told to launch over and over again, and it was so exhausting for me, and I lost my spark in my business. And when I decided to stop doing that, that is when blank happened. So you're sharing a progression, you're evoking emotion. It can be something like, this year has been different. And you share what has changed, what has shifted. Okay. So I really, really love that one. And I talk about my clients' results all the time. And what I want to share, which is very powerful, is one of my clients who paid in full. She watched one of my Instagram lives, where I was like, you don't need to do this. You don't need to run master classes, any of that shit, whatever. And when I actually asked her, why did you decide to work with me? She's like, well, because you had this different approach. She said, I don't have to do master classes. And she said, I got FOMO. I said, what did you get? Why did you get FOMO? You were sharing so many client results and wins, and your wins. I felt like I was missing out, like I was left out. So people really get FOMO, and they get fascinated when you are sharing so many results and clients' progressions fused in with your own. So very important, when you share your wins, you want to ensure that they directly link to the results you want your clients to get. As a business coach, I'm not going to talk every day about my fitness results. Yes, they're inspiring, but everything is thought out in that regard. I'm going to share a powerful win in my life, thinking about how does this directly tie to the results I get my clients. Okay. So the fourth one, I know I talk fast, I go fast, but I get very fired up. I can't speak slower. So the next one is new wave value adding content. And this one is super fun because it's taking outdated educational content on tips and stuff that's making you a mini convenient Google. It's actually making you friend zoned. Stuff, you know, the educational content that's like outdated, like business cards. We don't need any of that stuff. What you want to be doing is making a fusion. So you've got your educational content or that educational aspect with another type of content. So this is way deeper than 3 types of affirmations to love yourself. So this is where you show your audience a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing reality, a new way of perceiving the truth. And then what you do is you evoke emotion, you add a client win, or why your process is different, why your clients get results. So what I've done in the past is I have said, you know, here are 3 ways to create content that captivates, but in between each point, I had a client win. And then at the end, I spoke about my offer and why it's so unique. And why it's so unique is because I activate a power within my clients that not many people can do. So I took an educational aspect and I fused it in with other things where I'm educating, but there's other fascinating components to it. And you can do this with written stuff or when you go live. And what I always love saying to my clients, which is like such like, it's so amazing, especially for time, if you don't have a lot of time, is when you create ideas for posts, repurpose those words and speak them into a live when you've got that script, and it helps you stay specific with a core theme, and it also means you are repurposing content and you are being a specialist, not a generalist. You want to be known for something specifically. So when you're kind of repurposing content and all that, it means you're staying with a specific message. Okay, so I add value and that educational aspect by showing my unique approach. So I'm educating people by saying, hey, there's another way to get results. And this is why what you're currently doing may not be working. So I'm educating into a new way of viewing things. Now, I've mentioned this before, it's really, really powerful. What works, what doesn't work. Okay. So this is obviously a lot deeper than just like generic tips. Okay. Even storytelling about you or a client and educating on how your clients got there with your unique process, with your powerful methodology that's really, really unique and powerful. Now, another thing is that you can do is how you fill a gap in the market. That's how you educate. So educating does not, a lot of people think it has to be this very structured way. That's how you educate. Really, when you just show up online and you speak about your offer or why you're the best at what you do, why you are different, why you know certain things work and certain things don't work, you are filling a gap in the market, and you are also always educating. Because when you show people a new way of seeing things, you are always going to be educating. Now with educating, whether it's a written post or a live, you want it to be 80-20. Now, it doesn't have to be this strict, but I just gave this percentage for the sake of this training, is 80% the what someone should be doing, what's not working, what does work, and 20% is the how. You don't want to do a whole training and giving everything away for free, which is the how. The how is how you fascinate someone into your program. The how is you showing the way. Is someone talking?
Sorry, Tony, I've muted them.
Okay. Okay, so when I'm going, like I'm doing a live or a training, whatever it is, I'm showing to people, this is what you want to be doing. This is the type of content you want to be creating. This is what's not probably working right now. This is how you captivate. This is how you fascinate, blah, 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 blah. And then I go, in my program, I've got my 5 main pillars, the high voltage fusion method, and I've got 5 pillars in there. And what I show my clients and what I reveal to my clients is X, Y, and Z. So I will show them that I know the how. And that's always what you want to be thinking about, is bringing in a little bit of the how as well. So you're showing your audience that you know the way, but you're not giving away your entire coaching process, for free and giving away all your answers. Okay. So with educational content, it can become a fusion impact type of content where you bring in a few different aspects to the post. Okay. So the last one I want to mention, this one is so simple. I call this one, I've got something to sell. And this is like, it's mind blowing. When clients come to me and we speak about all these different things and how do I be an alpha authority, blah, blah, blah. And we dive into all that stuff. And then I ask them, how often are you talking about your offer? Does your audience know you've got something to sell, that it's the best? Are you talking about your price? I don't know about all of you, but I want to know the price of something before I get on a sales call. My prices are all on my Calendly form, because I don't have time to do a sales call with someone that's like, oh, I thought I was ready, but I'm not that ready, if you know what I mean. So I'm really transparent, and you want to be transparent as well. You don't want it like to be sneaky or sleazy or have anything to hide, because that makes you feel disempowered around selling. So I've got something to sell. This one's really simple. This type of content is solely to sell, but obviously you can bring in the previous 4 aspects, however you want to do them. But this is owning that you have an offer, breaking it down, what you'll do for your clients, why you are different, why you're the best at what you do, and fucking owning that. Seriously, this is a game changer, and letting your audience know what you are selling. So right now I've got, for example, a program called Amplified, which is a very unique approach to content creation, because I'm bringing in a lot of the power aspect of your mind and all that stuff, which a lot of programs are missing. And I'll speak about it every day until the program gets released in, I think it's like 6 days. I'm selling. I've got the link. I'm talking about the offer. The price is there. I'm like, the price is going up to $500. So get it now. This is the I've got something to sell content. If you are only ever, evoking emotion, you're sharing your story, you're not sharing client wins, and you're not letting your audience know you've got something to sell, chances are you could become the coach that's just inspiring. So it's so important to bring in, the fact that you've got an offer at a certain price point, then pulling back from that, then sharing the content that evokes emotion. You want to be moving around with all of it. Like, for example, the other day I realized all my posts were about my offer. Then the next post I post me and my man kissing, and I wrote there, you spark a fire within me. So you want to mix up how you are showing up. And if you're only ever doing this one, number 5, selling, people are like, ugh, you've lost that emotional aspect and emotional connection you can have with someone. Okay. So the last thing I want to mention is take your filter off and get passionate and embody a true leader, owning your gifts, owning your unique approach, and owning what you can do. And this is what is going to get people to notice you. So that is what I wanted to say in these 35 minutes.
Well, thank you so much, Tony. That was absolutely amazing. I'll also... I'm all fired up. You won't be able to sleep.
Sweating away.
If anyone wants to follow Tony, I will share her Instagram into the groups. But her Instagram handle is Rebel Femme. So REBEL Femme FEMME, and then an underscore. It looks like this. I'll share it into the group as well. But your live coaching is just absolutely amazing. I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And just quickly, Tony, did you want to just quickly go over your container and share it with for anyone who's interested?
Yeah, I mean, for me, my vibe is if it's activating for you, you know where I am. I've got my 3-month container, my 6-month container. Otherwise, right now, like the new fiery program is called Amplified. And as I mentioned, that has got everything to do with mesmerizing content that's going to captivate and set you apart from other coaches. So it's actually quite different to what I've spoken about today. I don't think I actually mentioned any of this stuff in that program. It's going to show you how to be the coach that people choose and pay, and really diving deeper into alpha authority positioning and the content that's going to spike curiosity. And also really, really important, as I mentioned, is the mindset aspect. So that's what will hold you back. So this program is going to keep getting you activated yourself so that you show up in a way that only you can. And when I started doing this, like showing up like, I'm the fucking best at what I do, join my world, amazing, don't amazing, like sending love, all that stuff, that certainty really is the game changer. So anything that's like holding you back mentally is going to hold you back in your business. So with Amplified, it's the content fusion, the post, the marketing, all that stuff, and how you're selling with the fusion of the mindset work as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tony. I'm just reading the chat. Absolutely insane. This was gold. You are so inspiring. So honestly, thank you so much for giving us your time tonight.
Epic.
And happy Wednesday, everyone. Bye.
Ooh.